let's continue.
Because people think like she was just picking on Stephanie out of the blue. Stephanie has given her the middle finger for a very long time. She's taken some sponsorships from her. She's
How can you... Oh, Jesus.
Never, ever gotten to know her. She only contacts her when she wants something out of her. And that's for Honey to talk about. If she wants to go into depth, there's a lot that goes on. I just please don't think that I convinced Honey Stephanie was a...
Nick's video.
So, Nick. Oh, Jesus. So, Nick, this part is going to be about Nick basically attacking oh, God. I need an aspirin.
Zach told me that Stephanie told him that she was willing to clap.
Jesus, this is basically the Trump. Damn it. Stop bringing politics into it, idiot. But Zach told me that Jesus Christ.
With me now, not the first time, not the second time, not the third time, maybe for a drama 5-part docuseries on my channel. But now she's willing to do it because the views kept going down, 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 down. You can look at her social blade, and her views have been going down for like almost half a year, just steadily declining.
So?
Now it's worth it, and now she's willing to do it because it's Nikocado Avocado, and she's going to get clicks. Because I am dramatic. Because I am for...
No, just because someone makes a high drama video doesn't mean that all they want is just to get clicks. Maybe she's actually, like having some sort of, problem.
Forthright, and I say too much, and I like to spill the beans. She knows that it would have gotten attention. And Zach told me that that's the reason she only decided to do it.
There's barely...
Well, I don't... Shoot. Okay. In the entire video, Nick shows almost no points or anything from Stephanie's video. It feels like, Nick had another video prepared that he had to improvise to make into this response. It's almost like he was, planning to, drop DMs on Sophie. And this leads to some interesting paraphrasing.
Video back was In-N-Out Burger. I find it peculiar. I find it
It's called a joke, but okay.
Very strange, very unusual behavior. Coming from someone who sat on camera and said that what I did to her was, quote unquote, the worst experience she's ever had. Remember, she said she went to the bathroom and had the worst breakdown of her life, and she couldn't even explain to her fiance.
To be honest, what it felt like, and the only way that I've ever felt like this to any degree in
This is a legitimate quote.
Life prior to Nick was a couple years ago. And I vowed I would never find myself in a position like that ever again, where I felt like no really didn't have a lot of power. And I felt like it didn't matter if I was uncomfortable. That night I was really pushed into a really, really, really dark place that I never thought I would be in again. I had a breakdown, and it was unlike any other breakdown I had. It was one where I felt shame, guilt, because I did say I would talk about it. Didn't I? I don't know. He said I did.
Now, I don't know.
So, Stephanie's video also gave me a headache. And it wasn't because of, how confusing it was. It was more because, of the excess crying. And I do not like it, and things give me headaches. But Nick's video was something very special. And so, Nick does some loose paraphrasing, and then he brings up useless information as aforementioned. So, covering Nick's video more. Nick's video seems like it was prepared, but not for the thing that he had gotten himself into. It also seems slightly edited because it seems like he was beaten to the punch, and it was a better video than his.
For her to go on camera and say that nothing really happened and she didn't want to talk about it and it was a little annoying but no big deal, that is completely
Little annoying.
Completely off base. completely off base. She told me in my apartment, she told me in the car, she told me at her house that we were going to discuss Veronica on my channel. She didn't feel comfortable doing the documentary on her own because me and Zach both turned her down. So she was okay doing it with me because, let's face it, she said nothing. Was it my business? Not really at first, but I felt bad for Shookbang. It became my business when Veronica went after me over and over and over. And that's why when I grabbed the camera at the airport, which we'll get into, and I said, look guys, I feel like this was a setup. This is why I feel this way. Because she egged it on so rich off camera. And when the camera went on and saying, hey, Nick, drop the subject, or hey, move your hands, edit it out, she sat there and was like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable, so that people can look, oh, Nick dragging poor, innocent, little fluffy.
Again, Nick doesn't have any evidence of this, and, well, he doesn't have any evidence, and I can't, even if Sophie's like this off camera, I can't, in my good nature, say that she is, because, well, on camera, and this has been consistent, she's cute, fluffy me, look at me. And, yeah.
Stephanie, down a road she would never go on.
He states that
So, Nick basically says that Stephanie was setting him up. With the evidence, it does appear like Nick was setting her up. And, again, this is the releasing audio clips, and again, the video seeming like it was edited to fit this purpose. And the DMs, again, well, the DMs are like, you didn't like, when Veronica did that to you. So sorry, I do not understand. I'm so sorry for making you feel that way. I sincerely apologize. I was also drained and slightly out of this morning, and I'm so upset I didn't call you back earlier because I would have never wanted you to feel like I don't respect your time again. I'm truly sorry. Again, it doesn't seem like Stephanie is this master manipulator. She's bowing down to Nick. So, Stephanie, used her diplomacy skills, which was actually shocking in the DMs, and I'm not going to read them all because they're multiple paragraphs, but I'm going to, read this section, from Nick. Again, or wait, no, I'm going to go read Stephanie and Nick. This is Stephanie. Again, I apologize for any misunderstanding there could have been. I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay, and I'm sorry this morning as well. Nick, you already talked to Zach this morning, but ignored me for 5 hours after that. Don't play games. Now, Nick is obviously... She apologized to you. There's no evidence of DMs between you and Stephanie about this Shane Dawson style documentary, and it seems made up on the fly. And, well, using Stephanie's video, she confronted all this quote-unquote evidence and had it backfire. Nick had set a trap, and, well, Stephanie had convinced Nick to walk right into his own trap. And in Stephanie's additional response video, please help me, I just need to go take a break. Luckily, I'll be done. We have a couple more videos to do. He releases DMs with Zach Troy and Nikocado Avocado with Zach Troy's permission. That's kind of important. Let me go read them to you. Oh, which is it? Here, Nick. Which is why I never told you the reason as why I turned it out. 'Cause I don't want to gossip with someone I don't know well. Anyway, she's definitely a piece of work and a bad liar. Nobody stands somebody up for a collab and blames it on the sponsor. This is Zach. I don't want to say I just don't want you to say something was her idea when it was mine, lol. And Nick disliked this. I know, it's been a different time. But it's about to film. Honestly, I don't remember the details like that, lol. So, it doesn't seem like it was what Stephanie's choice to talk about Veronica, and it was Zachary's. Roll clip.
I just don't want you to say something was her idea when it was mine, lol. Which is exactly what Nick did in his response video. He said that I pushed myself into the ASMR collabs. And Zach is saying, well, maybe you shouldn't say that because that was actually my idea. And Nick did a thumbs down on it. And then he said, I know, it's been a different time. I'm about to film TTYL. So that's the truth.
She's very, self-serving.
She seems very manipulative. Rude. I don't know how these people were raised.
So that's the truth.
You're using private conversations that you had with your friends talking badly about me. It's a pattern of you posting people's private conversations in order to further your own narrative.
It feels
Which is true. Well, there is a bit more, so let's
So we filmed the third video at the end of the ASMR because it was a whispering one. Nick turned to me and he said, is there anything else you'd like to say? And I just remember feeling so gutted. Like my heart had dropped to the ground because I thought it was going to be another interrogation.
What would you like to say?
Thank you for watching us eat these. And so
I mean, she does look pretty nervous and oh, what am I supposed to do? Come on. But that could also just be, awkwardness. So, well, yeah, it is evidence. It's not hard-hitting. It could be explained away with awkwardness.
So I said, thanks for watching us eat this food.
Stephanie, is there anything else you'd like to say? Obviously, I'm not saying it like that because we're whispering, so I'm like, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to add? And Stephanie's gesturing and putting her hand up as if she wants to say something. And I'm like, okay, what would you like to add? She uses that, she chops out the context, and she uses it to say I was pressuring her or making her feel uncomfortable, like I wanted to bring up Veronica again. In an ASMR, what, we were just going to whisper about her at the end of the video?
Thank you. Wait.
What do we do now? Goodbye. She's playing the flute. What would you like to say?
And in the entire clip, she does kind of gesture, but not really, but I see how it could be mistaken.
Thank you for watching us eat these.
with the full clip, it clearly.
So, with the, very much honor of watching the clip too many times, she rose her hand because it was instinctive because she wanted to go swallow her food before the video ended. So she raised her hand, which provoked Nick's comment on, do you want to go, say anything? Or are you so bad at speaking? So, when revisiting the clip to add in her video, I'm surprised she didn't notice how it looked. But okay, trauma. But especially in her second video, where the trauma is already over, she didn't do a correction or anything like that. And we'll continue.
Ridiculous. She knows exactly what she was doing. Do you think she didn't know how this would come across on screen? She was trying to emotionally sway her viewers into saying I had predatory tendencies. And of course it looks creepy because we're whispering. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Creepy, but we're whispering. Out of context, it looks even creepier. And she did this on purpose to sell a story.
There are people out.
And, well, there are some people out there who really hate Stephanie Soo. I mean, I mean, seriously, like, legitimately hate her. And, well, and to, some of them, Stephanie's video was evidence of more manipulation. So, whether or not you liked or hated Nick, or even didn't know who any of these people were, you could see from Stephanie's video and Nick's response video, there was an obvious winner and an obvious loser, but like Trisha, Nick had overstepped his grounds, and, well, it kinda felt like he was in the wrong, and people started to investigate. So, unlike unlike Trisha's video, Stephanie's video, well, had a concise manner, had plenty of evidence, asked to release new evidence, which was skillful, because if the evidence wasn't released, it would look like Nick was trying to hide something. But if it were released, it would, and it wasn't that damning, it would kind of show, okay, well, why would Stephanie want to add this? This is kind of just boring. Ugh. So Nick must have known it was probably pretty damning, or maybe he just didn't bother, doing this. But to the viewer, Nick didn't release the information. That must mean there might have been something pretty bad on them, and you automatically start to view Nick more negatively. Psychology 101. Or, get a psychology degree and not just make assumptions about how you think because your mind is diseased. Or something like that. Let's go examine some of this new evidence.
The second thing I'm going to be referencing is my home security footage. Now, I'm unable to release it to the public because California law, but Nick, give me your consent because you claim that I lied about so many things, whereas my home security footage says otherwise. So give me your consent if you truly think I'm a liar, if you truly think I'm a manipulator, if you truly think that your side is the truth. Let me release the footage. But now he claims the minute he came over, I said, did you see my oven? Did you look at it? He spoke about my oven prior to coming over to my house.
Like a 5-layer oven? Who uses that?
Now, I, without your consent, cannot release the security footage of you taking pictures when I go to the restroom, but you release this picture. And if you zoom in closely, you're alone in my kitchen taking this picture. So you took the picture when I was in the bathroom.
I've never recorded anyone, ever, without their consent. I took a photo with her consent. There's another thing actually on Zach's channel. At the end of it, there's like one piece of chicken left. And the last scene, we had discussed, it was Stephanie's idea that she would have the last leg and I would look at her like, ooh, what you doing? Because I'm, the fat pig that loves to eat. And it was literally following what me and Trisha had done, where we sat there with our noodles and we looked at each other and we glared. Well, people are taking that clip now and saying, here's proof of Nick looking at Stephanie all creepily. And that was her idea.
Nick, again, irrelevant.
I didn't even realize until when I watched the video that I was like, she wasn't looking back at me either. Yeah. It was a YouTube video. There was no thought into it, looking at each other. She didn't even look at me. And I say to myself, why would she say to do this, where we look at each other, who's going to go for the last chicken leg? And then when the cameras are rolling, she just looks at the screen as if she doesn't know what I'm doing over there. Like, what the hell, man?
This is one of those moments where I saw this video and you had said this blatant lie with so much conviction, no evidence, just such a strong voice that I was like, did I do that? And so I reached out to Zach and he has the full unedited version of that, and this is what happened.
I got you some good comments. So she had the last thing, right? They were eating, I was just sitting here, I was going like this.
Like, just be real, man. So, are you lying, or is that footage lying? Now, the next thing that he brings up in his video is about Veronica. The way that he approached this topic, I thought was so incredibly manipulative because he made it seem like I had this dirty little secret. So, I'm gonna read you guys some of the text messages that he showed because he failed to read a lot of the important parts of it. I wanted to make this docuseries, and I wanted to highlight not only everything that happened with Shukbang, and including what happened between Veronica and I, but also all of the personal conflicts that were involved. I wanted it to be less drama-focused, but more about the personal struggles behind all of the decisions that were made. And to give you guys some perspective, this is what I said to Veronica, which Nick has never seen. You know, I would also like to showcase a side of you that shows that you're not just here for the drama, but you're here for the underdogs, and the words she said to you hurt you and not just angered you. I would also like people to see a little glimpse of vulnerability from Nick Ocado, obviously to your comfort, just like how my perspective changed when I actually got to meet you in person. I don't know how he took this and twisted it so out of context to make it seem like I am obsessed with Veronica and I need to get an apology from her and she did me so dirty and I just will not let it go. That is what I told the group chat and that is what I told Veronica. And Nick claims that I didn't do it because Nick didn't want to be a part of it. In reality, Veronica shut me down. She's moved on, she's thriving. If you don't know the difference between exposing someone, a tea video, spilling the tea, versus having a productive adult conversation, then I don't know, that seems like it's on you.
It was Stephanie Sue going on and 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 on about all of this stuff between her and Veronica. I didn't even ask her.
Nick, you went on and on and on and on and on about Veronica in the videos that you...
Let's count the videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
made about her. You went on and on about her in my DMs. You went on and on and on about her at dinner when we first met. And you went on and on and on about her in that footage of that mukbang that you refused to release. So please, you have my full consent.
Just 2 weeks ago was in Los Angeles. It was still looming over her head then too, and I'm going to get into that. She's giving Veronica a lot of credit here, an opportunity for all of us to right our wrongs and dig deep into meaningful conversation, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so do I hate Veronica and I have this thing looming over my head, or am I trying to have deep, meaningful conversations and am I giving Veronica too much credit? Which one is it?
Pitched me an idea to collab with me, Honey Eats, Kimmy, and herself to put on her channel.
Now, just so he doesn't try to take this out of context again, like I had mentioned, just me doing a video with Nick would make it seem like I'm taking a side in the drama. Whereas me doing a video with Veronica and Nick and talking about everything that's happened with everyone that it involved, that's just having an adult conversation. I actually felt bad for turning down the collab with just you, and at the same time, Kimi had reached out and said that she was going to be in LA, and so I thought this would be a cool idea. Now, usually when YouTubers collab, they do one video for every single person's channel. So please don't make it look like I'm just trying to get AdSense money when you're the one that reached out first.
I felt that she was very self-serving.
You're the one that reached out to me. You're the one that asked to collab when apparently you didn't even like me.
Honey Eats doesn't like her. Kimmy doesn't like her.
Again, using other people's words publicly to hurt and humiliate other people, but I didn't know that at the time. But you knew that you didn't like me at the time, but you still wanted to collab so that our collaboration videos would get views. Who's really self-serving?
My first impression of Stephanie was very self-serving.
I didn't give her a gift. We were just going to hang out and get to know each other. That was my first impression. Like, warm and bubbly, gave me a hug, said hello.
Very self-serving.
Little welcome to Los Angeles gift for me. And I'm like, wow.
She seems like she'll be a nice person.
Very.
So that's the truth. So
Nick, you've contradicted yourself.
which one's the truth?
I didn't really like her. I love Stephanie Sue because I tell it like it is. In Stephanie's video, saying she doesn't know how to say no to me. She's so afraid for. She said no to me lots of different times. She said no to me over dinner.
Look at what happened when I did say no to you.
Hey guys, I'm sorry if I've been in and out of sleep all afternoon and staying up too late. After getting back, I don't think I'll be able to film any collabs today. I'm feeling really sick, and I realized I had a few sponsors due before year end that are really time sensitive. I'm sorry, I hope you guys understand, but I'm really happy that we knocked that out yesterday. This is Nick's response. You just now realized, Stephanie, I've been sitting here for 5 hours when you were going in and out of sleep. You should have picked up the phone and given me a call, no leaving me hanging. You didn't like it when Veronica did that to you. Again, Nick, you're the one referencing Veronica over and over and over.
And then during this group chat, when you said, awesome, when would you like to reschedule? Prior to doing that, you had already texted Zach privately saying, notice how her text test didn't mention rescheduling, LMAO. And
So, the awesome which day would you like to reschedule at was on the same day, and it was at 4:57 p.m. Notice how her text didn't mention us rescheduling was at 3:58 p.m. and the latest text was at 4:30 p.m. and that one was I'm exposing her tonight, which was from Nikocado Avocado. So, I'm exposing her at tonight was at 4:30 p.m. and exactly 27 minutes later, you, Nikocado Avocado, texted, awesome, so what day would you like to reschedule for?
I'm exposing her tonight. And then you proceeded to post all of these on social media.
I did it because I was saying, look, I have people on my side.
So look at what happens when I say no to you.
Blew me off the next day for our collab.
Female dog, I'm being ghosted by Stephanie Sue right now. I hate the strip so much. That was Nick. Egg, WTF.
You know, this is where a lot of my frustration was coming from.
I texted you in the group chat at 5:05 and I said, I know that you're in LA for only a couple more days and have a lot scheduled. Again, I'm so sorry for today and I hope you're able to enjoy the rest of your day. That was at 5:05 p.m. At 5:18 p.m., which is, you texted Carly Steele saying, bitch, I'm being ghosted by Stephanie Sue right now. I am so sorry that I ghosted you for 13 minutes.
And now she's willing to do it because it's Nikocado Avocado and she's going to get clicks.
Earlier, you said that I wanted to do a collab with 4 people, with you, me, Kimi, and Kenny, and post it on my channel because I want views and money. But then now you're saying that I pushed my way into a collab on Zach's channel because that would get more views for me, which means more exposure. But that's contradicting with your text messages with Zach. But on top of that, I think I would have done just fine on Zach's channel without you.
She put a sale on every single one of her items.
I didn't just put a sale on it. I got a text message Saturday, December 21st, and this was from my manager at Fanjoy.
She's never had a sale there before. She rarely uses their logos, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, because it's subliminal marketing, and that comes at a high price. And she says unless a company is paying her for that service, she's not going to hand it to them.
This is a lie, too.
Why do you keep
Let me see.
speaking for me? I never said that.
Stephanie Sue has never posted, ever, a mukbang or a video on her channel that early.
You say it was a first time for me, so it's like, oh, she planned it because it's the first time she did this. It was also a first that I've never gone more than 2 days without posting on both of my channels. I've never made a video like that about another influencer. That was a first. I've never felt scared of another influencer. That was a first. So yeah, there was a lot of first. I don't know why you would think that all of a sudden I wanted to have this master plan to expose Nick for something.
Oh, and I know
Yeah. So, in my opinion, Nick was trying to appeal to Zach's authority, or, Jesus. I mean, it was a huge mistake. I mean, let's continue with Nick.
She told me in the car, she told me at her house that we were going to discuss Veronica on my channel because she egged it on so rich off camera.
These happened the night when I got home from the collab. We're talking about if you were going to post the footage because at this point we were even scared to ask you to not post it. And then Zach said, that's what makes me think he doesn't care. It's so crazy too because I asked him privately if he was going to go in about Veronica and he said no. I asked him so many times what you guys would even talk about because he always said he'd stay away from Veronica because he knew it would make you uncomfortable. That's why I was so surprised when he said you wanted to clear the air and talk about it. He made it look like you really wanted to talk about her so bad. You planned the discussion ahead of time. You're saying that I wanted to talk so much about Veronica, but then you told Zach that you weren't going to talk about Veronica and I would be uncomfortable, and you knew that. Which one's the truth?
one of the most
So, well, there was more evidence brewing as, well, I revisited all my evidence and I found well, I guess I found some interesting things of Nick talking about a creator, an anonymous creator, but still a creator who had who had made him mad, and I originally dismissed this as just like some of Nick's wacky or mukbang thing, right? Well, I decided to revisit it, now knowing what I do know. And this is something other ASMR, Jesus Christ, God, your brain's messed up, mukbang creators do, including Stephanie Sue having a younger personality of herself. Let's continue.
And within a couple hours, I got an email and a DM from someone, and they showed me proof that they had met Nick in New York, and they showed me pictures of their Snapchat between him and Nick talking about that date. Nick Ocado did it to me. I am that boy that little Me Too video is about. I would love to talk to you about it. We have a lot in common. I have all the screenshots as well.
Okay, I didn't actually research it. I found it in Stephanie's video.
And then he showed me screenshots of Snapchat and a picture that he took with Nick. I was so scared because he kept making all these posts about how he was going to tell this big story about me. And I kept begging him to not post anything about me because, unlike him, I'm just a regular person with no level of fame. In the original video, he showed me, but with an emoji over my face, and proceeded to call me a loser. It was just so crazy because, like he did to you, he made me feel so comfortable in person when we first met. We talked all night.
So either A, this is, well, hey, someone wacky just going through and, well, making up false DMs, which I could probably do if I want to, but I'm not willing to go take the time, but it is possible. And, well, just photoshopping Nick, which I could do. Again, I'm not going to, but I could. So, it could be that. And, well, someone just telling a fake sob story. But again, it's still evidence.
And then when I left, he gave me a hug and said it was nice meeting you. And I said it was nice meeting him too. So I thought we left on good terms. Then on Snapchat, he told me he was pissed that I didn't hook up with him. And I was so confused because I thought we left happy. And then he went and filmed that rant video about me. And he got so much hate for it, he took it down. And then he made another one about me. But once again got hate and took it down. But it's scary because we filmed a regular video, so he has that footage of me, in addition to some naked pictures. I was so happy when it was all over because he could have destroyed me, and still could. I personally think that was highly relevant to Nick's pattern of behavior, and if I hadn't made that video, I wouldn't have spoken to this guy from New York. I wouldn't have known that he felt exactly the way I felt, scared, confused, threatened, bullied. So yes, I think it's important to point out people's patterns of behavior, especially if it's a creator who's using their platform to threaten and to bully others. If something comes up where he attacks you or something and you want me to tell my story, I'd consider doing it, because he really needs to be stopped.
With all this on the brink.
So with all this evidence mounting and, well, Nick seeing where the tide was heading, he created a video called Moving On from Stephanie Sue on Nick Ocado Avocado 2.
This was maybe.
So, what I've picked up from the comments, believe me, the comments, they were much more of a relief than watching these two argue back and forth. Well, I learned that, depending on what you think of Stephanie, and what you've seen of Stephanie, completely makes your own characteristic. Then I saw various comments, and I'll sum them up very briefly, basically saying that, hey, I've never heard of these two people before, but after watching Stephanie and Nick's video, I think Stephanie's right. So, I mean, I drew the same conclusion as they did, but other people didn't. So, Stephanie's video was a carefully organized video, and, well, in a lot of ways it was like Nick's takedown of Trisha Paytas. And, well, whether you consider it manipulation and orchestration, or just Stephanie Stephanie having so much detail that it seems so orchestrated and so well written it couldn't be possible, but or something, or just Stephanie writing a good script, depends up to you. What I can tell you is the evidence, and I'll leave you to draw your own inferences. So everything that you think is slightly slanted, please just ignore it. But I'll bring up to my example of comparing Stephanie's video to Nick's video against Trisha. But there was a difference, a major difference. When Trisha was brought into context, Trisha looked a lot worse, but the smoke had already cleared and nobody paid attention to that, and it left Nick scot-free. Whereas Stephanie was the aggressor and showed the full context, making Nick look worse. And when he tried to go rebut that, people would just go look, but what about your DMs? So the only weak point was the photos, because, yeah, it can be explained away. So, according to Stephanie's video, she claims that Nick released pictures without her permission, which probably true, and I don't think it's a good idea to ever release photos without anybody's permission. Each of the photos was accessible with Stephanie in frame, including a security monitor, which Stephanie spoke about. So, now I'm trying to go bring parallels in with the sexual predator, and time to go show Stephanie doing that.
Implied that Nick sexually harassed me. I never implied that Nick did anything illegal. I never implied that Nick committed crimes towards me or towards anybody else. I feel like a lot of us run off patterns. I don't know if I'm the only one, but if someone makes a mistake, you forgive them. But if they continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, and they hurt people every single time, I think that's very dangerous, and I think that's very alarming.
I do think...
Nick talks about how Stephanie was...
Wouldn't even think twice over it. I'm only bringing this up because it's very big one, and, I'm trying to do this benevolent thing where I turn this terrible, terrible phrase into something happy and good. Not only did she not say, hey, viewers, don't bully either. She didn't say that, but she also essentially poked fun at me too. But she's thinking that I was such a bully. But I didn't put it on YouTube. It was on my Instagram, and no one knew what that was about except for like 3 or 4 people. And then she put that on her video, which got viewed 6 million times. Of course, people are going to see that as license to go to my channel and add fuel to the fire.
The mocking...
Well, Nick, people can examine things from other social media platforms. But in a clip, Stephanie basically says she makes fun of Nick's speech, and, well, he claims it's like equivalent to bullying. Which, Nick, the mockery of someone's speech is usually seen as a joke, and especially on the internet. And comparing to the In-N-Out joke, it was an inside joke which nobody got, making it probably not the best thing to share on your public Instagram. But from this segment specifically, we can see Nick was under fire, and never like before.